and blew it.
What's up, inner tubes? I was like, I'm not saying nothing until I see myself. It's all right. Winter's coming. Winter's here. You never know what's going to happen. It's a live show, pal. It's a live show, except it's after
I
dark.
practiced that for half an hour, longer than half an hour last night. Try and nail that.
That's all right. Technically, I mean, I feel like we've been shooting for hours. Just so we've already nailed down content. We got about an hour that we did for a podcast that's going to be why Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Why it isn't a Christmas movie.
Or why it isn't a Christmas movie, right? It's a debate is what it is. Let's debate on why Die Hard
We
is a
debate
Christmas
the important
movie.
issues on this show.
We are. It's just like it's ripped from the headline. We're like the Law and Order of sub-pop culture, ripped from the headlines.
Especially anything made between 1984 and 1992.
Yeah. Is that, would we consider that the golden era? I don't know.
I don't know. That's when I was going to the dollar theater a lot. So I saw a lot of movies for $1.
Yeah, we did. And that was before the internet, so you just watch movies over and over again. Like you said, and that's how you can quote movies to this day. You just sit there and just randomly quote it. That's how we live. But we got a lot of good stuff. We're just ending. We wanted to give Dynamite a little bit of time to settle. That was a hot show. That was a hot show.
I missed some of it. You're gonna have to break it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill you
was
in.
That rehearsals?
Yeah, it's okay. We got to make that money. But we're gonna consume some weird beers, and we're gonna talk about AEW Dynamite from my hometown, the motherland, Long Island, New York, when that crowd was hot. It was a great show. One of my favorite nitros and nitros. Holy smokes!
That's what they call a Freudian slip.
Yeah, that's a Freudian slip. I mean, wrestling on TNT when it's a show that I'm actually excited to see, and I said nitro, but it's Dynamite. It's either way. It was explosive.
It is better than Nitro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that's gonna break the internet, and we're gonna get all kinds of hate responses on that. But Dynamite is like son of Nitro that grew up and got like a degree and a good job.
Yeah, and it's just like, and you're like, okay, yeah, maybe I can settle down.
But now they're going to TBS, so they're technically going to be their own thing.
Yeah, that is true. I'm excited about that. I mean, any wrestling that wasn't WWF, I'm going to say it, and I'm not talking about World Wildlife Federation. Any wrestling that wasn't WWF for me started on TBS 5 minutes after the hour when it was NWA World Championship Wrestling, and then Ted Turner brought it. And that's for another show that we already did. That's one of our podcasts that we actually covered that Black Saturday.
Check out the whole library on Anchor.
Yeah, we got tons of content.
Hey, you should tell people that they should like and subscribe to the show right now.
Yes, we should. So don't forget right there, down the little widgets there at the bottom, like, subscribe, ding, 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 and turn on those notifications. You can do some of them or you can do all of them. We go live once a week, so you can do all of them for us. I mean, we still put clips up there. It's not like we're going to spam you.
Why would you not subscribe? It costs you nothing. Just hit the button right now.
It's free. It's absolutely free. There's nothing to it just to hit subscribe. There's nothing to it. And, hey, if you want to go sub for sub, if you're another fellow creator out there, hit us up. We sub for sub all the time. Sub for sub is good. It's good stuff. But anyway, yeah, so we got Weird Beers, AEW Dynamite. We're sponsoring another wrestling show this Saturday, December 11th, AEW. Oh, my gosh. All the Freudian slips. MPW, Mission Pro Wrestling, Silver Bells, right in San Antonio, Texas, a little bit south of here, of Dos Incredible Studios. I will not be there.
Silver Bells.
Silver Bells, that's perfect.
Sorry, it's a little late on that.
But you will be there. Lucha Lati will be there. I will not be there. I will be in New York, New Jersey. I'm doing a tri-state area tour for a Jets game that I bought tickets to a long time ago.
Yeah, Lucha Lati and I will be there, and
representing.
I will have my new camera gimmick, and maybe we'll bring back some pictures for y'all.
Yeah, that would be great. We want to see that. And then finally, after that, we're going to talk a little bit about basically an article from Ranker, 16 moments when pro wrestling and Christmas collided. How excited is that? Just like,
I mean, I'm excited about it.
Santa Claus.
I mean, it's funny the pro wrestling movies that get made because they're always, they sort of take their mid-range guys, right? They don't really take their top guys.
Mid. Sorry.
And they like, I mean, Christmas is a great idea. Those movies, if it's a hit, gets rented every year. Gets streamed every year. Why not? Why not put some wrestlers in some Christmas movies so that we can watch them every year?
Yeah, I mean, and as
Vince McMahon gets rich.
Yeah, He's gonna get more money. That's because that's what he needs. Because he's probably cutting coupons there, on in Greenwich.
Yo, I
the
need to cut a
Greenwich.
promo real quick because remember how I was messing with the camera frantically before we started?
Yes.
Your shot looks awesome. I think we got the lighting correct.
Oh, it worked. Yeah. It
worked out.
It legit looks like After Dark.
It looks good.
Yeah, this looks really, really like good eerie. Like
Oh,
Christmas eerie.
You know, it's the holidays and all of that, right?
Yeah.
It's the Christmas times, and the Incredible Tron 2000 just got a firmware update.
Oh, let's see it.
We got a Christmas cheer button.
Let's hear it. Yeah, let's show off some of our updates before we get started with the beers.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Look I legit thought that snowman was going to do a crotch chop. I thought this was an Attitude Era snowman.
Thought about getting the DX music for that, but you know, I figured it out.
Yeah, you would get the dang with the break it down. Oh man, and he's still good. He just goes, huh?
He goes. He'll go forever. He'll go forever. But anyway,
He'll just go and go.
anytime you want some Christmas cheer, just let me know. We hit the button, Christmas cheer button on the Incredible Tron 3000.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I saw we had some snow. We brought snow to Texas. I saw that was looking really good.
I can make it snow if you call for
let's
snow.
make it snow. Make it snow. Look at that.
You see that?
Man. You know what my favorite part about this snow is? I don't have to shovel it.
Yeah, and also this snow will not freeze your pipes and leave you in a disaster.
No. Yeah. No.
Your toilets will not freeze and you won't have to melt snow. Oh, actually, this snow will be there for you to melt.
Yes.
So that you can flush the toilet later.
The snow saved a lot of people. So that's cool. Yeah, we got the Dos Incredible Tron 3000 with all the upgrades. So, but yeah, let's get this party started. We have one regular beer. But I want to say it's one weird beer that's not Christmas holiday new flavor.
Non-holiday weird beer.
Yeah,
It's okay.
but then we got one that is all in with its Christmas cheer.
Well, what you want to do first? The Christmas cheer version?
No,
or the weird version?
the curtain jerk is going to be the non-Christmas because
Okay,
the
that
main
makes sense
event
to me.
is going to be the Christmas beer. So I'm going to slip in. Do we have an intern mode button? Let's see. And I'm going to slip into intern mode and I'm going to get our brews.
I have intern music.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead. You're all
That's
clear.
perfect.
Let's grab the first. People out there, they don't even get what this is a reference to. Some of them, I'm betting. So eventually we'll come up with some kind of graphic or entertaining thing to put right here. Or you know what? We need to get a fridge in the studio. Why are we always running into the basement?
I know, and it's always a little creepy in the basement. Especially Dos Incredibles after dark. The beer is a little... But we got to keep it cold, right? We got to keep it cold. So, yes, so this is going to be our first segment known as... It's Wednesday, so it's Weird Beer Wednesday.
I love that cut. That's very Letterman. We're like David Letterman out here.
It does feel very Letterman. All right, so it's dark, and I forgot my lucha glasses, but I do know what this is, and it's from our friends at it's Fairweather Cider Company, and this one's called, let's get to the close-up gimmick here, Smell the Van. This is not Christmas at all.
What is the smell of the van supposed to be?
We are about to find out because I have no idea. The print is very small. It looks like it's about...
I can do the ceremonial reading.
Yeah, it's about 5.5% alcohol. We're looking at 100 calories. So
that is a low-calorie beer.
It is a low-cal beer. So, and we're about to see what the smell of the van is. Let's hear what the van is first. Oh, that actually changed the light.
Shifted the light so you know it's quality.
So it's a good pop. All right, let's see. Do we want to do this? The close-up always ends up over the laptop. It's always terrifying. No pressure.
Don't you know how to use your laptop sideways?
You know, there is a slim chance that this is a cider. Full disclosure. So you can see there's not a lot of head there. And that tells me it's going to be cider.
Well, I mean, that's what you drink in the van is cider, obviously.
We're going to drink some cider in a van down by the river. All right. Intern, stay home from school music. Here we go.
Ha. I don't don't even know what to say here because you're just literally just walking it over, so there's nothing to describe. Okay, this weird beer is called Smell the Van. Fairweather Cider Company. It definitely is a cider because it says cider on the can.
Oh, it does say it on there.
Okay, but it's got
I thought it was just a cider company.
it's got some essence of peach and looks like a rabbit foot.
Rabbit's foot?
100 calories. Dry cider with gin botanicals. Fairweather Cider Company. 5%. All right. Government warning, all that stuff. All right.
Ready? Salute.
Smell the van.
Here we go. This van smells good. Words I'd never thought I'd utter.
It's a little funky.
That's not bad. It's not bad. It's refreshing. It's definitely cider, but it's not like a sweet cider.
It's interesting because I was actually having a drink of one of these earlier from last week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the rainbow sherbet?
The rainbow sherbets. Mm-hmm. And it tastes very similar.
Yeah, they thought it was the same crew, right?
This one is actually, I can do a live taste test, because the rainbow sherbet is a little less tart. It's got a little less tart flavor.
Wow. Yeah, rainbow sherbet was one of my favorites.
But the Smell the Van's a little funkier. I think that's why it's called Smell the Van.
Because it's got a little
because the van
more.
is funky, right? Because you're in it for a long time.
It's if you're about that van life, it's hard to smell good because that's where you live, right?
Yeah. Did you ever see Nomadland?
Yeah.
You got shit in a bucket. Yeah. It's rough to live in a van.
Yeah. No. We don't want to do that.
Anyway, this one has it's got some intense flavors. I know it's not very, food showy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to MJF this brew and call it mid. It could be close mid. If it was summer, I'd call it mid to upper. But it's winter, and I guess we were expecting more of a dark. You need a dark beer, aged with goat milk, like that commercial said.
Yeah, with spices and meat flavors.
Yeah, so I thought that's maybe I was expecting that. So, but I still like it. So I'd still give it a. I don't know, one. What should we do? Like, how many cheers do we give it? It's like 1 cheers or 2 cheers. Yeah, we'll just give it a cheer. All right, cool. That's one down, one to go. Now this one is going to be the main event. Warning: this one's bad. And do I mean bad like bad or bad like good? I don't know. Stay tuned and you'll find out. Listen to this yodeler.
Good thing we got the yodel music to entertain the people while you walk to the fridge. This music had so much tension. When you heard this, it was intense, right?
Yes.
Because you were waiting for that mountain climber to possibly go off the top of the mountain. Because you thought the price of a toaster was higher.
There was a lot of pressure, and there was already so much pressure because you were trying to maintain that you were sick, and just like kind of keep your fever, but at the same time you're eating a soggy tuna fish sandwich, hoping this guy doesn't fall over the ledge. So yes,
yeah. I never faked sick.
No,
I never faked sick, but I think sometimes. I think my grandma just made up a rule sometimes, like you didn't have to go to school on Friday sometimes. It's just a rule that she made up.
That's a good rule. I like that rule. All right. Next up, we have from the infamous brewing company. This one is Bad Santa Coffee Stout. You get a close up of that right there.
That is an intense can.
Yeah, this can is. There's a lot going on. Like this should be something that would be like, is this Monster or is this some kind of like energy drink? But it's a coffee stout.
Is this an oversized beer? Is that like a...
Yeah, it's a big one. It is a big one, what we call... I mean, I don't know if that's a part of the metric system or if that's our system, but I'd call it a big one. I don't know what that is. It's got Santa coming... Oh, I forgot. Let's get a close-up of that. Santa is coming out of a chopper right there, and he's ripped to shreds. So let's give it a pop. Let's give it a pop test of this infamous brewing company Bad Santa brew.
What's up, JJ? JJ's on.
There he is. Yes, it is. Dos Incredibles After Dark. Yeah, we thought we'd give it a whirl and do it in the darkness. Like this beer. You need a dark beer aged with goat milk. All right, you want the pour? Here's the pour. Oh, it's dark, dude.
That is
It's
is that a
dark.
16-ounce beer, or is that like a? It looks red. It looks reddish.
It's pretty dark. I mean, it's coffee. You definitely get in the coffee.
What is
stuff.
the alcohol content? I'll read the alcohol content when you bring it up.
Yeah, I don't actually, because it is. Let's see if it's. Sometimes it's easy to find, and sometimes not so much. Oh, it's a 16 ounce. All right, I'm gonna bring it over to you. Yodel along. Here I come.
We are still accepting applications for intern. Please submit a demo reel and a resume. As well as your high scores on certain video games, if you're good at video games.
There we go. Oh, I like to have it on that ear. There we go. All right. So if you want to give the can give it a little bit of that read gimmick there. Read it up.
Rogue American. Is this a Capital Stormer beer?
I am a rogue American. Fight for the rights of every man.
Okay, so let's see. Rogue American, 16 fluid ounces, so you get a pint of Bad Santa. Coffee stout. What is this made by? It's got the name of the inventor on here, and I can't read it. It's his autograph. Bad Santa. Blended is a smooth, low acidic blend with a nice, rich caramel and vanilla flavor with hints of macadamia nuts blended into Camachos?
Camachos?
Blended into Camacho?
I'll eat the macadamia's nuts. I'm not eating Camacho's nuts.
Blended into Camacho All-American Stout. Infamous brewing country. And it's Infamous Brewing and Invader Coffee.
Invader. Oh, so it's a combo platter. All
Yeah,
right.
it's a thing.
Dude, it's like, I get the hints, I get the coffee, but I also get, there's like some kind of, there's cocoa. I think there's some cocoa powder in there. I do smell, God dang it, I never wanted to say this on YouTube, but I do smell those nuts. Yeah, you smell them, right?
You got a nose for nuts. It smells like Count Chocula cereal.
It does. All right, I can't take this suspense anymore. Salud. Here we go. Salud, JJ. I don't know if you got a brew in hand.
Whoa, there's something weird about that one. Ouch. Wow.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? What's weird about it?
I think I just drank a pretzel.
It's got pretzels in it, I think.
Yeah.
There's whole pretzels. But there's something weird about the flavor. It's very milky. Or is that the coffee that I'm tasting? I don't know.
I taste coffee, I taste pretzels, I taste macadamia nuts, and I think I taste sawdust.
You know what? I think this is one of those drinks that's been flooding the market that is made for you to drink on your lunch break.
You think?
This has such an intense it's 100% coffee smelling. You drink one of these, you're going to be smelling like you drank a coffee, not like you drank a Budweiser.
That's true. That is very accurate. I mean,
So I think this is another one, a lot like the Modelo's, that is made for folks to drink on their lunch break or on the way to work. Why not? If you've got one, have a Bad Santa on the way to work.
camo drinks. You're just hiding the
We
scent.
don't judge. I'm just saying.
No, we don't judge.
It's what folks. If you're inclined to have a drink before work, Bad Santa might be the one to do.
So, yeah, I think it would be good. She's like, yeah, you literally. I'm gonna take another swig. So I legit feel like I'm in a pub. Like that's pub beer. Is that even brewery beer or is that like straight up pub beer?
This, I mean, I don't know, but this is it's thick. It's like, yeah. I mean, because I think if you're like a pub beer drinker, you drink them really fast, and you're just like, let's have another, and you just slam them. This is not slammable.
No, it's like drinking oatmeal. And JJ just cut a Hennigan's, the no smell, no tell scotch.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a product that people want.
The no smell, no tell brew, right?
Yeah.
I think we do it.
That's why people stick vodka in their butt.
What is that? What is that? I never heard that.
You never heard of that thing?
No.
People-
Like smuggling a little sifter, or just like that's where they do the shot.
No, you like drink vodka through your butt so you can get drunk immediately. I never did it. It's just
I never heard it.
It was a trend back when kids were eating Tide Pods. They were drinking vodka in their butts.
Oh man, and then you wonder why Thanos is trying to snap us, doing butt shots.
I think it was called butt chugging.
Oh, butt chugging. I did hear. I've heard the term butt chugging, but man, this is like taking things to a whole new level after dark. I don't think we can do a live butt test.
Yeah, this is unsanctioned. This is an unsanctioned live stream.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I saw. I would still. I mean, there hasn't been a like reviewing. Like I feel like I don't know. Maybe we're too baby faced. Like I don't. There's ones that you clearly didn't like. There's a couple that you couldn't finish.
Look, I know. Sometimes I think we want to. We don't. I mean, look, we don't want to like trash anybody's creativity. Someone made this beer. You know, it might not be for everyone. You know, so we just give our honest review. You can always, anybody out there, free to try it. You should try it. I mean, we went out and purchased these, you know, so I think you should do the same. If it sounds interesting, it might work for you.
Here's the thing, too. It's like not only about just the taste, it's also a little bit about the experience. And I do enjoy no matter what, even if there's one that I don't enjoy. It's more about the experience. But I would drink, I mean, I have no problem with that. Like if I was out, I would drink that. But you're going to need some Vinny Chase Mentos, the fresh maker, or something after you're done.
Yeah, no, this will give you like, you know, fifth period science teacher breath.
Yeah. Yeah, when you ask for your help and then they lean over and you're like, never mind, I don't need your help anymore.
Never mind, I'll fail.
Yeah, I'd rather fail. But I still think we've had like the jalapeno one was not one of your favorites. Was that the one? That was the one that tasted like movie nachos.
Movie nacho beer, yeah.
Movie nacho beer. I think they should just rename it movie nacho beer so you know what you're getting into. Because like,
Yeah, and it should come with a little cup of Rico's cheese.
yeah. I mean, did you ever have a completely I completely spaced because I was thinking about even moving nacho beer.
I need to cut a promo on movie nachos. What is the thing? The day that they decided to just give you the cup was like earth shattering.
Yeah.
Like what happened? Because I remember, you know, back in the day, like going to the movies was kind of a bigger deal. Even though now you can get a meal there, I feel like it used to be a bigger deal. But like, you know, you'd get the movie nachos and you'd be like, load me up with the cheese. Load the little sidecar for the nachos cheese, and then you get an extra squirt on top, right?
Yes.
You get the full meal deal. Pay the extra 50 cents. And then they started doing the cups. And I don't think, maybe since they did the cups, I probably have gotten movie nachos twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now, like you said, I mean, we're a little. I think we're a little spoiled here in Austin. I mean, Austin is pretty chocker block full. I don't know why I had to pull out that 60 saying, but it's pretty full with.
What would you chocker block?
Chocker block full. I don't know where I heard that. It was like maybe a lumberjack in another life, but apparently we're jammed packed with eateries. Where I don't know if every city has that. They're starting to. It's getting better.
You mean like movie eateries?
Yeah, like basically we have 4 Alamos and a couple of Flicks and a couple of movie houses and iPick all at our disposal. Where I don't think, like when I was back in Connecticut, I couldn't even find a freaking AMC.
Yeah.
So I think we're a little bit spoiled. So like, yeah, we get the chips and queso there. So
Well, Austin is a movie watching town.
it is.
If you're a movie watcher and you just want to watch weird stuff, like this is the place to go, because it used to be, I sound like a fucking, don't cuss. I sound like a typical Austin person because it's like, it used to be way cooler, but it always was. Like the films that were new would play here early and you'd hear about it and go to screenings and stuff. And they'd always, you know, anything that was rare would get played. You know, it was But this is definitely a movie watching town. They got multiple film festivals going on here.
Yeah, and I think it's still cool. It's a different cool. It's not as like that exclusive. Like we don't know about it. It's kind of hip cool, but I mean, they still do a lot of good stuff here. But I mean, there's a lot of people there to enjoy it with you. But now to the point here where even if you go to Cinemark and look, I'm just a fan of film in general, just like you. So I pick certain movies that I go to Cinemark to. You know, it's just like I like Cinemark, I like XD. They even have something now where you order your food in advance when you buy the tickets, and you pay an extra dollar, and they bring it to you in your seat, you know, in a bag. So you get your popcorn, you get your ice, you get your blue icy, you get your Sour Patch Kids, and they bring it to you in a bag. So like as soon as you scan your movie ticket to let them know you're there, you're going to have your food there within 10 minutes. So you're pretty much skipping the line for $1.
That's not bad.
And you get your popcorn, you get your drink, and they bring it right to your seat. I don't remember the Wild West of just like, it's not that long ago that you could not even reserve your seat unless you went to an eatery. Now that's
Everything
on.
is reserved seats now.
Yeah,
right?
now it's on. Like you can't go to like that's savagery. Like how can you imagine that there used to be people that would go to the movies and not know what movie they're going to see? How
That's
does that?
crazy.
That's
That's
madness.
crazy. I've never been that person at all.
No, absolutely not.
I don't going to the movies and like knowing what movie I was going to see and knowing what movie I was going to see if that movie was sold out. You had to plan it out.
Yeah,
You had to get there early so you could get a good seat.
yeah.
And then you had to sit in that seat till the movie started. And there was no pre-show.
Oh, remember that?
It was just like Don's photography and like, you know.
I remember times before that when there was literally just a black the screen was just dark. There was nothing before that. Like there was
Yeah.
nothing entertaining you at all. And there was also no phone that you can go to figure it out. You actually had to make conversation where hot take, I'm going to say it. Movies are not the dating activity that it used to be. I don't think
Yeah.
you can, if you don't know the person, it's very difficult to go to the movies with them now because if you're following the rules, and there are rules, especially at Alamo and Flicks in town, that there is no talking. So, like, if you just get there long enough, you're not really going to have any conversation, right? It's going to be, if for somebody you don't know, that's a tough date. That's a tough date.
I don't know. Maybe it is though because people don't talk as much as they used to. So you can go to the movie and not talk, and you don't have to feel any pressure to talk.
Yeah.
You can just watch, Vin Diesel swinging a vine with his Dodge Charger.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that is the tell that you just get to do it. Remember, we did a live show at a drive-in a long time ago, the Blue Starlight Drive-In, and I remember he was scouting out new locations. It was a mini drive-in, but like his bigger drive-in, he's like, if you're helping me find some land, it has to be a little secluded. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you know what goes on at a drive-in. And I was just thinking, oh, this guy's thinking like Greece. Like you go to the drive-in, you are going not to watch the movie necessarily, then you're going to make out, right?
Going to get Rizzo pregnant.
Yeah. Rizzo's got a bun in the oven. Oh, Kaneki.
Yeah.
Just like my 75-cent insurance policy. It's like, I guess he's just buying by the singles.
If I have a drive-in, there will be no sex allowed.
No sex in.
I will put that in the opening promo. No sex during the movie.
Can you and can that be, how would you enforce that?
The ushers, man, with flashlights.
It's just there with the flashlight. He's like, no dice.
No sex. No sex. Take it outside.
Man, this sounds like the town in Footloose. No dancing and no horizontal hula hoop. Anyway, sorry, we went a little bit of a movie.
Yeah, what are we
drive-in.
doing? Are we doing a show?
That
What's
was
going on?
yeah, that was a little bit of a movie tangent. I don't know what exactly happened, but let's talk about. Speaking of tangents, I'm going to cut a promo. You didn't watch Dynamite yet, and
I saw some of it.
Yeah, well, I told you it was one of my favorite Dynamites that they've shown in a long time. But I gotta cut a promo on CM Punk. So they were in Belmont Park, New York. I think that's a little bit more closer to like Queens, but it's Long Island. It's a new arena. It's not the Nassau Coliseum, which was the granddaddy of wrestling arenas in Long Island, but it was still Long Island. It was Long Island proper, and he hijacked MJF's music, right? And then he came out, and there were still people kind of chanting to him. But then I think they said there's a chance that they're going to boo you, so lean into it. And I think they were only kind of booing him. They weren't fully booing him. But then he just started cutting a promo on the freaking Islanders, on the hockey team. And everybody knows he's a mark for the Chicago Blackhawks. And it's just like, the people that were kind of cheering for him, like I would have even said he was 70-30, that only 30% of the people, even though they were MJF fans, they were still more into Punk. He started dogging on the hockey team. And I was just like, and it took me out of the moment because I felt personally attacked. He brought it up like 3 different times. And maybe that's a Long Island thing, because even Taz was taken back. He's like, bro, I'm not feeling this about Punk right now. What is Punk doing right now? That's my Taz. But yeah, I was not happy about it.
Cheap heat.
Yeah, it worked.
So why does this personally offend you so much? What is it about the Islanders that offends Long Islanders?
Because you just said it, right? It's the Islanders right. We had the Jets, the Mets, and the Islanders. And a long time ago, we actually had the Nets too. Like New York had two teams for each sport, but the Islanders were always the Long Island team. The Mets were Queens. The Jets eventually moved in and shared the stadium with the Giants. But the Islanders have always been, because it's in the name, the Islanders. And it's just like, man, he took his personal enjoyment of hockey and he used that against us. And I was just like, stop it. Stop it, okay? Guess what? The Chicago Blackhawks, they won 6 Stanley Cups. The Islanders won 4. They won 4 in a row. There was a drive for 5. But guess what? Okay, so if we want to do math, the Rangers, also from New York, won 4. So technically, New York proper won 8 Stanley Cups to the 6. And then if you want to throw in the Jersey Devils and you want to get into tri-state area, then it's 11-6. So it's just like, what are you doing? What? Sorry, I'm
This really personally offends you.
It did. And then when he's like, "Oh, I don't want them to be like they were in Long Island where they'd run. I want them to be like in Chicago where they stay and fight." It's like, bro, have you been to Long Island? They don't stay and run just because they're loud before they fight. They still fight. It's no different. I'm not saying Chicago's not tough. Chicago is tough, but don't stay in New York. Long Island isn't tough. What are you talking about? You got the human suplex on the machine on the mic. Who's from Long Island. He's like, bro, I'm not feeling this with Punk. I don't know what Punk's doing. I'm going to get Hook. He wants me to send Hook. I'll send Hook. I'll come out there as Hook's dad, and I'll hook him.
This is good. This is when wrestling is working.
Yeah,
wrestling works. Your feelings are hurt. You're personally assaulted. You feel offended. That so much so that you need to tell the internet.
Yes, I agree. It worked. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. They're like, there's a chance you're gonna get booed, to lean into it. And Punk said, lean into it. I'm gonna freaking dive head first into it. So and MJF, look, he did get a good response. He got a good response. I saw the Burberry or whatever his scarf. I saw the scarves out there and they cut a great, it looked like Breakfast Club. They had a great little vignette for him and it was awesome.
Don't you?
Yes, exactly.
Forget about me.
He had his plain view jacket. He had everything and they were talking about bagels. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, but it's just like, Punk, leave the New York Islanders out of it. It wasn't, now, granted, if this was actually happening in the Nassau Veteran Memorial Coliseum, Nassau County Coliseum, Chris Jericho can tell you, he's a hockey mark. His dad played for the Rangers. It would have been a riot. It would have been a riot.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. It would have been a riot. It's like, why are you talking about the Islanders, bro? We're here for wrestling. And then he's just like, oh, they beat Ottawa. That's like me beating QT Marshall. I was like, now he's clowning Ottawa. It's like, what is he doing? But guess what? He's trying to get a reaction. And he got one. You heard me, Punk. I was there for you.
He affected you all the way here in Texas.
I was the guy reaching out with my hand, with the other guy with the tears on my eye. I was calling my son, Punk's back. Punk's back. And there was just like, look, I told you, Brian Danielson, when he came in, I was like, oh, they kind of burned it. He could have came in hotter. So I knew he was already kind of like, all right, he's a little bit lower. So pushing him into being a heel was easy. And as you can see, it was very easier. Quicker than a hiccup, as JR would say. He was a heel. But Punk, I'm telling you, Punk walked out and he was prepared to be booed. Not everyone booed him. He clowned the Islanders 3 times. I counted. 1, 2, 3. 3 times. You clowned the Islanders. Why? Why did you do that? Leave them out of that. It's just like, I tagged the Islanders. I did it. I sold you out. Yeah, bro, I'm going to stooge you out, bro. I stooged you out to the Islanders. I used the hashtag and I tagged you in that. So now how are you going to get tickets? How are you going to get tickets? So you're going to have to stick to only home games, which is fine. I understand that. When I go to see, like, look, the Jets were in town. They were in Houston. I don't want to go there. Because I'll fly my colors, but I take it personally, Punk. As you see, I take it personally. It hurts my heart. So if somebody with a Texan jersey all of a sudden starts saying something about the Jets, I don't know if I'm going to slip into a mode that I was just like, oh, I'm not watching sports anymore. Now it's me versus you. And I feel like that's what happened with the hockey. Leave it at, this wasn't even their arena. Leave the Islanders out of it. This is like how you felt. Remember how we made fun of Larry? That's how Long Island felt when you made fun of the Islanders.
Wow.
End of rant. End of rant. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't know how to feel. I don't know what to feel yet. But I do know he did his job. He got a reaction. And if I was there, I would have turned on him. I would have been the guy that was still CM Punk as he came out because MJF is the best heel. But he wanted to turn the audience, and you did. You turned the audience all the way here in Austin, Texas. You turned me against you just for this feud. But I might go for MJF now. And I never thought I would have did that. Punk was untouchable. But now you're touchable. There you had it. Now you're touchable.
Shout out to Punk for getting the heel heat in the top heel's home city.
Man, yes, he did. He stole it. He stole MJF's heat. You know, because now in a weird way, he made MJF's job a little harder. Because now you still have to be the heel, and he was leaning into it, and he still kind of did the dastardly, heel stuff. But it was still just like he didn't talk about the Islanders. But hey, man, I guess if he was look, you were cutting a promo on MJF, and you wanted to take a shot at him. Instead, you took a shot at everybody in Long Island instead of taking a shot at him. But, I guess that's what Sean Connery said in The Untouchables, right? He brings a knife, you bring a gun. You bring one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way. That's how we're going to get Capone. And that's what you did. You brought the gun to the knife fight. But now it's on. Now do I cheer for MJF? I don't know.
It's beautiful when wrestling works.
It worked. It worked. It worked well. He did have great. All that being said, Punk had a great line. I mean, he had the 4 pillar shirt. It was great. He whipped it out, except he replaced MJF with Britt Baker as one of the pillars.
I want that shirt.
That was a great shirt.
I need that shirt.
Yeah, that was a really great shirt. And then he called out how he made fun of Larry, and which he shouldn't have done. That was MJF went low. He went low a few times, for sure. But my favorite line, he's like, you think you're better than Piper in Portland? You're not even better than Piper in Hell Comes to Frogtown. Yes, exactly. We appreciate that here at the Those Incredibles Network. That was a great, great line. Punk is... Look, all that being said, I'm upset with him. I'm still going to stooge him out, and I hope Hook does a run-in on you next week. You say, okay, yeah, send Hook. You said, send Hook. Bro, I'm going to send Hook. I hope Hook does a run-in on you with an Islanders jersey. That's what I want to see now. Now you made baby faces. Congratulations. But what was I talking about? I kind of blacked out.
Yeah, man. That's beautiful. It's beautiful to see this worked up over pro wrestling.
I blacked out.
You, as like a veteran, someone who could be easily jaded by these things and not give a shit and just blow them off, and it moves you to the point that you've got to tell the internet that you were offended by wrestling.
I was, man. It hurt me. It was just like, You know, I even called my son. I was like, "Oh, Jack, this show's gonna be great. Punk's in Long Island." And then I was just like, "Oh, never mind. Don't come down," because he's just like if he would have heard him saying something about our sports teams, it would have been game over. And look, I appreciate it. You know, when I worked Ahmed Johnson in the Summit, Houston, Texas, it was the year. Yes, I'm going to date myself, but I'm going to do it. It was the year that the Rockets played the Orlando Magic in the finals. And guess what I did? Because I knew they were going to cheer for Tony anyway. I got a penny jersey with the Orlando Magic. Check our Twitter. We got the shout out on the Pritchard show about it. Something to wrestle with. I wore that to get the heat. So I do understand. Talk about the sports talent in there. You're going to get the heat. And I wouldn't even call that cheap heat. Cheap heat is spitting. Right? Cheap heat is spitting. A cheap pop is saying right here in Dose Incredible Studio in Austin, Texas. And then all of a sudden, you would hear cheering. Oh, I thought I was going to get the cheering button.
Oh, sorry.
I thought I was going to get the cheering button. So we
have to discuss these things ahead of time.
I know.
You can't just spring it on me.
I know. I'm all worked up. I'm all worked up, bro. I'm all worked up. Me and Taz right now. People can tell. People were tweeting that like Taz seemed upset. Of course he was upset. He attacked the town. Punk attacked him, and he retaliated against the whole town.
It's brilliant.
That's a heel move. But guess what? He's still going to get my money. I'm still going to watch this feud, and I think it's going to be one of the best feuds AEW had because you got the two best on the mic, and Punk has been doing it the best on the mic for a long time, and now MJF is doing great on the mic, and I think it's going to be a great feud.
How long can they stretch this out? Because honestly, this particular feud is one where the promos are the main event. Okay, once we get to the blow-off match, it's going to be whatever, but people line up to watch these guys talk on the stick. So how long do you think this is going to go for? When is the next AEW pay-per-view? I guess the fact that they space them out 3 months at a time gives them a lot of time to build these out.
Yeah, I'd like to stretch. I'd like to see them stretch this over two pay. I don't want to see this in one match and done. I like to see this would be one of the times that it would be okay to have some kind of schmozz finish, and then stretch it out and to have some kind of gimmick match. And to stretch it out. I don't want to see this end quickly. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, now especially, I want to see him get choked with that scarf.
Yeah.
No, not really. Not like legitimately choked, but you know, work choke. I'm in. I'm in on this feud. He got me. I was already in on the feud. It was like watching them go at it and take the shots. I was already in, but now I'm way in. I don't know. Am I overreacting?
I don't think you're overreacting. You're reacting. You felt it. Wrestling made you have feelings. It made you. It made you angry. It made you. It did what it's supposed to do. You hate the heel. He hurt your feelings.
He did. He hurt my feelings, man. It's just like, and I guess I'm confused. I haven't felt this way in a long time. I'm like the Seinfeld episode because, you know, Seinfeld was always labeled as heartless, and he's like started crying. He's like, what is this salty discharge? Like he didn't know what the tears were. Mm-hmm. And that's like, I haven't felt this way in a long time. To like, oh, wow. Like, but I just didn't think it was going to be from, look, even Podcast's fired up. I didn't think it was going to come from Punk.
Podcast is fired up now.
Podcast's fired up. Like, but would you have felt that? I mean, you're an Austin, San Antonio guy. Like, would it fired you up if he said something about the Spurs?
If Punk came out and said something about the Spurs, yes, I would be really offended.
Yeah.
Because I mean, San Antonio only has one sports team. We've only ever had one sports team. The greatest players in our history were also the nicest players ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you were known as the nice guy team. Absolutely. Nice guy team.
Nice guy team. We still have guys that are Hall of Fame legends and get no respect. Leave us alone.
Yeah, I can see that. You know, like I said, I mean, the Islanders' heydays, you know, although they came close last year, but I mean, they won their cups in the 80s. But I mean, Spurs are a little bit more recent. So, but yeah, it would fire you up. Right?
Absolutely.
It would fire you up, and it fired me up. Anyway, but it was a great open. It was a great open to the show. That vignette that they cut for MJF when they were reading his accolades, and he had the Plainview jacket on. top notch. And then I forgot how much I like battle royals when battle royals are done right. Similar to how the Royal Rumbles, where they actually tell you a story. They were telling multiple stories during this battle royal, right? They were telling the stories of just like Team Taz, right? And then you also had the MJF story of just like, this is the hometown boy trying to defend his reign to set up for next week for Winter is Coming. And they told a really great story. They're still going into this Wardlow thing where eventually it's going to come. Wardlow is going to say enough is enough from MJF. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
It's there.
They had the Dante swerve, where, again, Taz had a bad night. Dante, he swerved us. He swerved us, bro. It's just like Taz had a rough night. And this is his hometown. Just like only Vince McMahon is allowed to bury people in their hometown. And CM Punk, you became Vince McMahon. I said it. You try to bury someone in their hometown, and you did it by accident. It was Taz. No fan. I know that stuff with Vince is probably a little bit more of a shoot. I'm a worked up work.
You got Pad Cat cameo behind you.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, there she goes. Nice. She's like in the Christmas. The Christmas feel. Do cats love Christmas? Or
cats love Christmas.
Yeah, they love Christmas because they want to go to war. Movie? That's the movie I want to see. I know when my cat, when I opened up the tree and I looked in the eyes, and if I was making the film, I would have zoomed in on the cat's eyeballs, and it would have been a gif from Mortal Kombat. It has begun, because the cat's like, oh, there's so much shit here. There's so much stuff that I can attack. Where do I even start? Sorry, we're getting off the rails. Sorry, it's just
no. We're on the rails.
Yeah, we're on the
rails. Are good.
We're on the rails. Rails are good. Rails are good.
Rails are good.
Right, so anyway, we had the winners of that battle royal was Dante Martin, MJF. They did a fake. They did the swerve, and he's not Team Taz. And then MJF was leaning into him, a babyface, like go back and help them. But then he still did the dastardly heel thing. And then Punk ran in, and it showed Punk. It did its work, because when he did the run-in to save Dante, even though Dante was the babyface, Punk got booed. But you like this. You like that there's just like you like the ambiguity.
I think there's ambiguity in life, bro.
Yeah,
That's the thing. You don't know people's motivations always, and motivations can change. So I think that it's possible for folks to be heel in a situation and babyface in a situation.
Yes.
It can change, Obviously, you have folks like MJF who are all the way heel, but why not? Like, I think we can do this. You're just heel for a certain feud. Why not? I think that works for me.
Yeah, well, it's IRL, right? I think you called it. We're, to plug our podcast that we're going to be dropping about, about the Die Hard debate. We talked about how in the 80s it really was like easy to slap on a terrorist label, and it was very clear. And I think wrestling in the 80s around there showed that of just like, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. It's pretty clear. Yeah. But now in real life too, it's just like, who's the bad guy in real life? Like right now. Like back then, it's just like, it was the terrorist. You can't let the terrorists win. But now who's the bad guy? You got Democrats, you got Republicans, you got Twitter, you got the Center for Disease Control. There's
Anthony Fauci.
Yeah, you got Fauci. Is Fauci a heel? To some people, he's the biggest heel. And to some people, he's the biggest baby face. I don't know who's right or wrong on that. It does. You're right, but it's just like everything's like become like a weird 50-50. So, I mean, I guess in wrestling, reflecting real life as wrestling always does, maybe that's where they're going. Because Brian is smiling when he's going to heel. He was smiling when he knocked out Colt Cabana's tooth. Colt Cabana, he's in the Dark Order.
I meant to ask you that. Was that a real tooth?
That was his tooth. Well,
that was a shoot tooth?
Yeah, it was a shoot tooth. It was a shoot tooth. Shoot tooth. So, I don't know. I think
What up, Jason? Jason's on the stream.
Yeah, there he is. What's up, dog? So, I mean, look, Colt Cabana is that freaking meme when it shows Big Bird walking with stormtroopers, and he's like, "I'm part of the Dark Order." Like he's like,
that's
he's
a little
nice
weird.
guy.
They stuck him with the Dark Order.
Yeah, and it made me notice him more. It made me notice him more. So like he still is like he's the happy guy when he puts the hands out. So Bryan was happy to knock his tooth out and then was smiling about it. So he likes being a heel. He's enjoying it.
He loves. You can see it on his face when he told Virginia Boo's hard work. You could see the joy in his face.
Oh my God! Can you believe he said that? I mean, again, I think Punk and Bryan are both leaning into this, and I don't know. I guess I'm okay with it, because guess what? It's just like it's still compelling storyline telling. They're still telling compelling stories.
It's a house show mentality. It's important. We've talked about this before. You're doing a show for TV, but you've got to keep the house show elements in there. And if you're doing a house show, no one's watching, it's not on TV, and the crowd's booing you.
Yeah.
You lean into the boos.
You do.
You become the heel. If they want you to be the heel, you're the heel that night.
Yeah, no, because I can tell you from experience, it's very difficult to just like if you're supposed to be the baby and you're trying to do a job and they're not buying it. The last thing you want to do is to keep Vince McMahoning it down people's throat.
No, give the crowd, give the people watching that bought the tickets what they want. Be the heel. Be babyface next week.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it worked. I think, again, you appreciate the performance and you appreciate the athlete.
Every time this comes up, I have to put the disclaimer. We're not a WWE bashing channel because it's fine. I wish that I enjoyed it more. I watch it still, even though I don't like it.
Yeah.
I watch it even though I don't like it. That's fair
It's
of
habitual.
me to do that.
It's habitual.
That's fair of me to do that. But what AEW is doing is just making things unpredictable. It's giving a fresh spin. It's been drilled into our heads for 30 years that WWE is what wrestling is. And it's its own genre. It's like how, Coca-Cola became soda pop. You know what I mean? That's wrestling. No, there's other wrestling and you can do different stuff.
Yeah.
And you can actually make compelling, unpredictable entertainment.
And you just nailed it. It's predictability. It's like even when the storytelling is okay, it becomes too predictable, right? And it's just Podcat.
Podcasts. What's the beginning of the show?
Jason was talking about how much he misses Coco Beware, and I think Podcat would enjoy Frankie Beware, the bird. But yeah. But back then it was just like it wasn't as predictable. It's too predictable now. And then even when they tried to be unpredictable, it's a bad unpredictable. Like I told you,
yeah.
We'll just go on a quick little WWE trip. There's just like I told you, I even texted you, it was like, check out Sami Zayn versus Brock Lesnar on the mic. It was great. And then they just at the end, they just kind of did this weird blew it. Like, screw it, and it's just like they screwed, I don't know, and now they got to try to, every storyline they tell, they do something stupid, and then they got to try to figure out how to fix it, and then in your head, you're fixing it. As storytellers, we're fixing it, and then they don't fix it, and in a weird way, they make it worse.
They make it worse, and then if you bought a ticket to the show and you're there, you're like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
It's like watching dailies from a film shoot.
Yeah.
You're just seeing random out of order clips that only make sense when you watch them on TV.
Oh man, and now there's the rumor of like Nick Khan, he's going to actually take over.
He's going to have an algorithm booker.
It's going to be an algorithm booker because he's only been with the company since 2020. Like, how do you not put Triple H in there? How do you not put Triple H? As much as people hated Triple H, I guarantee you he's a historian. He knows the business. He will protect the legacy of that business. But that's a whole nother show.
Holy shit. Can we do a Booker algorithm? Do you know any coders?
That we can actually do it? I mean, I think WWE's would be easier to do it. Even
all we need is a 1-bedroom apartment in Silicon Valley and set it up and build the Booker algorithm and sell that.
The Booker algorithm. No, I mean, it would be interesting to do like just for a weird experiment. But, we liked the unpredictability. We liked the quirky things that can't be taught to an AI about wrestling. And I think AEW is leaning a little bit more into that right now. So let's jump back on to the Dynamite. So because we had the Jurassic Express Varsity Blondes versus the Acclaimed and 2.0. Acclaimed, Max Caster had another great rap. I thought he was from New York, but then he started making fun of the freaking Islanders.
Oh my gosh. We're not insured here yet.
I dropped the line. Oh, hold on. Go to Can you put a technical difficulty slide up?
I don't have a technical difficulty slide. How about a little Christmas cheer?
All right, let's
All
see.
right, good deal.
How's the lights? Sorry, I got
It's good. You're passionate. It made you angry. It upset you to that point.
I got fired up again because I forgot. I thought he was a Long Island guy, but then he started making fun of the Islanders, and I'm like, enough! We're not even in Nassau. And again, I'm a fan of Matt Castor, but he's over. I think he can be another one of their hot talents. I mean, his raps are good, and I feel like they're trying to nudge 2.0 to elevate them. So they gave him the rub with the Jurassic Express and the Varsity Blondes. This was a fun 8-man tag. And then they actually got another New York guy that came out here, which is why we're passionate. He's another passionate guy, Eddie Kingston. He's a New Yorker. He's a Brooklyn. I think he's Brooklyn or Bronx. I think he's Bronx. He's more of a Bronx. It depends.
He's from Yonkers.
Oh, yeah, he's Yonkers. That's right. He's Yonkers.
What does being from Yonkers mean?
It's more upstate New York. So you're not in one of the 5 boroughs. Right, but you're not in New York State either. So it would be considered upstate for certain people, but upstate New York is like upstate. Like when you say upstate, it's like, okay, you're going to like Syracuse or Buffalo. But yeah, Yonkers, you're in like Westchester. Like there's still some vibe, New York vibe with that for. Yeah, there's an actual rap, telling Jay, yeah, he's actually Max Caster. He's the Acclaimed. He comes out with his head cupped and he's like, yo, and it's very Doctor of Thugonomics if you ever watched John Cena. But they give him some leeway. Like he shoots on it a little bit. And tonight he just chose to shoot on the Islanders, but like he shot on Renee Young when he fought Moxley. I mean, he shoots. I mean, his stuff is good.
It gets racy for basic cable.
It does. It's very basic cable racy. That's the best way to put it. But anyway, yeah, they got into it. It was a good match. They did the run-in. So Kingston got a run-in, and he got a good pop. He had his backwards Yankees hat on. I was surprised that they wait after he ran to the back. They didn't show Santana and Ortiz, who are also New Yorkers, in there, and they showed them in the back. And then I feel like, okay, they're setting up for some Eddie Kingston and maybe Santana Ortiz versus 2.0, which I like, even though it's not inner circle proper, right? So it's like Eddie Kingston's not in the inner circle, but I can totally see him running with Santana and Ortiz for a shoot. Like
I love what they're doing with Eddie Kingston right now.
Yeah.
He's just his own thing.
Yeah.
He's got no gimmick. He's just Eddie Kingston, and he can feud or join up with anybody at any time.
Yeah. No, I love that, and he leaned into that. So he's getting his stuff in, and he's getting over, and it's working. Except he had no mic and he was yelling, but he was actually yelling like it was somebody you were trying to break up a real fight where it was kind of awkward. Then like, oh man, is he gonna hit this guy that's trying to just calm him down, which will happen in a real fight? But I dug that. I thought that was really good. What else did we have that was in there? So we had the Young Bucks versus Chuck Taylor and Rocky Romero. This version of Best Friends with Orange came out. The big thing from this match, obviously Bucks are doing Buck stuff. They had Adam Cole out there and Brandon. And the big news for this one was the return. He's back. What happens when you see a white minivan come to the ring? Your best friend's mom is about to drop off your best friend. Chuck is back. It's Sue. Yeah, so
I was wondering where Chuck was.
Yeah, he's
for
back.
A while. I never got that best friends shirt where their mom was dropping him off at the wrestling match.
Yeah.
I wanted that one really bad.
One of my favorite shirts was the Guevara, as the Spanish God, where he's in the stained glass, the hit me up, bro, and hit me up, and then the best friend's van. I dug it. So we had a good return, and he had a great reaction. Trent. Yeah, did I say no? I said Chuck, but it's Trent. Trent's back. And you got to give the people what they want. I think they missed the hug, right? They missed the group hug. And Trent points out the hard cam for Sue as she dances to the Roppongi Vice. They did a backstage vignette with Ruby Riot, with Nyla and then Bunny and Penelope Ford. But I still want Bunny and Penelope Ford to do some kind of like Three from Hell gimmick. I want them to really lean into Butcher, Blade, Bunny, Penelope Ford. I want them to just come up with like a horror movie click. Yeah.
Sure, I'm into that.
Yeah, and they said
They have such an overload of talent right now. They can do just about. There's so many folks now that just are they don't have a big storyline going on, but they're there and they can do things with them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, JJ just confirmed that Sue is officially part of New Japan's Chaos faction.
And Jason just confirmed that I'm overweight.
Oh no, I thought he was talking about sipping on gin and juice. All right, so that was cool. That was speaking of, okay, so we already know that the New York audience, they like what they like. What do you think is going to happen when Cody Rhodes, who's been kind of like toggling through, like, what am I? What do you think New York's going to do to Cody Rhodes?
Was this happens tonight?
Tonight, yeah.
I mean, he's going to get booed wherever he goes right now.
Yeah.
There's nowhere Cody Rhodes. He didn't really even get over it in Atlanta. And he threw himself through fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the crazy thing is like he legit had skin burned off his body. Like he put his body on the line and people are still not buying it.
So what was the deal with the fire retardant gel though? Like, I mean, it was very obvious that it was on his back. And I get it. I don't want him to get burned. I don't want nobody to get burned.
No.
But like it was clear that he had something on his back. So is this a heel move?
I can't tell. I mean, look, we know. I mean, he's the son of a plumber. And and we saw what Dusty Rhodes put his body through for the sport he loved, whether he was a heel or a babyface. I think it's in Cody's blood. Look at Dustin's head. Look what they do. They believe in the business, and I think whether he's a heel or a babyface, he's going to set himself on fire if he needs to set himself on fire.
I have no doubt he'll set himself on fire, put himself through any type of like implemento, any object. I'm sure he would do anything, but I feel like he knows it's not going to get him over, so he's still doing it. So is it a heel move?
No, I think he just
is it a troll?
No, I think it's legit. That's just what he loves to do. I think I don't think it's a heel or a baby move. I just don't think I think that's just like no matter what, he's going to give 110% of his body.
But he's not doing anything to character wise. He's just sticking with this Cody Rhodes gimmick. I mean, he's Cody Rhodes, whatever, but he's doing the same Cody Rhodes gimmick. He's not shifting anything, and I feel like that's strange. Not strange, but like it's calling attention to itself.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I see what you're saying. That in a way, he's going through. I'm going to go into the Wayback Machine on here. He's going through what Bob Backlund went through right before Hulkamania. But Bob Backlund was just Bob Backlund. He was a shooter wrestler from Minnesota, the good guy, and somewhere along the ways, he didn't change one single bit, but the world changed around him. And I don't think the world is changing around Cody, but the AEW world is changing around Cody. And Cody's not changing, just like Bob Backlund didn't change until finally, it was like the 90s, dude. Bob Backlund said, okay, if you're not going to take me as the good guy, I'm going to just leave. That was like 1983. And it wasn't until like 1995. He's like, fine, I'll come back and I'm going to act the same way, except a little crazier. And now I'll just lean into, I'm going to be a heel, but I'm just going to be Bob Backlund. And I think that's what Cody Rhodes is going to have to do. I think he's going to have to lean into this Homelander. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's wearing the same gear that makes him look like Homelander, right? From The Boys. I think, Homelander doesn't think he's a heel.
Bad guy never thinks they're the bad guy.
No. So I think that's the direction where they wanted to go. I thought it was interesting, though, when he says, he shook Tony Schiavone's hand and he said, from one good guy to the next. Now, that was a troll. That was a troll saying, no, I'm not going to turn heel. And guess what? Maybe he's going to get them to a fever pitch before he finally does it. Or maybe he thinks he's going to John Cena it and he's going to stand the test of, although I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think anybody can do that at the level, because that was an expert level of just like Vince McMahon winning a staring contest with the wrestling world, where even Roman Reigns going to do it. Finally, Roman said, "Fine, I'm coming back, but I'm going to be a heel." Where I don't think that Cody's going to be able to keep it up that long, but I don't think he needs to. I think he just continues just to lean into that. But I just like when he told Shivani from one good guy to the next, and then he's setting up that he's fighting Sammy Guevara for the TNT title, and he's
Is
like,
he really?
Yeah, and he said, "Good luck, kid," and they both went through the babyface tunnel. So I don't know. I think that's happening on. I think that's happening on Winter is Coming.
I think if you watch though, Brandy does not use the babyface tunnel.
No, no, she doesn't. I something tells me that she would literally be like, she would not lean into it. She would, if you're gonna boo her, she's gonna let you know. But oh yeah, and Jason said talking about sounds like Hacksaw Jim Duggan moves with fire. But props to Jim Duggan who beat cancer today officially. He beat it.
Did he really?
Yeah. So let's give a ho. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, the Von Erichs. Yeah, that's a whole nother show. I think
A lot of
did
folks
show.
miss the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
Like the rest of their family misses them.
I even, when we talked about the show, when we were talking about like what kind of intro music we wanted, I mean, I was talking about world class music because of the Von Erichs, the dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 da. I mean, yeah,
Cornette uses that now for some ad.
Does he?
Yeah, like
Good for him,
one of
man.
his ads, or he used to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that was a hot territory, and he got a piece of that pie. He was in on that hotness. So, all right, and then we had so they did a Ethan Page Scorpion guy in the crowd. There was a little thing with Cody. So they're setting up there, but I think the big story there is going to be Sammy versus Cody. And then we had Jamie Hayter against Riho. So I think that this was Was this a continuation of the tournament? What do you think
I
about?
think Jamie Hayter was fighting in place of Britt Baker because
Okay.
Riho earned a match by beating her the other day.
Dude, what do you think of Jamie Hayter? I like her a lot.
She's awesome. I like her a
think
lot.
she's great.
I think she's going to be awesome. When we were at Full Gear and we had those seats really close, you could see her working the fans, man. When she was on the side of the ring for the Ty Conti match.
Oh yes.
She's 100%. She's there. I think she's going to be awesome. It's crazy because we live in a world where there is just right. AEW has so much talent that they have no TV time for anyone.
Yeah, they're running out.
They just can't. They don't have enough belts, and I don't think they should add more belts. But like WWE thought it was a great idea to add a belt a week for a while. But like, they're just bursting with talent, and I don't know. I feel like people are going there and getting better.
Yeah,
they're becoming better professional wrestlers.
No, I think so. I think they're well. I mean, again, that's why the territories worked. People would leave their territory when they were starting to get burnt out, and they would pop up in another territory, and you would get that ring time. You just cannot replicate those reps in a school, or you have to be in front of an audience, and you have to fine tune it live. You have to find out what works live, and how you hone your craft by being on the road, sitting at the learning tree while you're driving with people who've done it a lot longer, and then getting in the ring and feeling it, less scripted stuff. And that's why you have to be a passionate fan for this stuff to work. And then you see, then you'll see people who works, and you'll see, okay, this person has potential, this one doesn't. So when I look at Jamie Hayter, I think she could be big. She could be really, really big.
There's a lot of ladies and women's division that.
Oh yeah, that ladies division is starting to just. Remember when we were talking about where we were worried about it? And now it's like the only thing you have to worry about is just like they're going to run out of room.
And they've got some folks that I feel like are like raw talent. Like Chris Statlander, I think is like just a raw
She's another one
talent that she doesn't have her gimmick yet,
Yeah.
She doesn't have her personality down. She doesn't have her spiel down. She can't really cut a promo, but man, she in the ring, she's amazing. She's got size. She looks great.
She has all the tools. Absolutely. She has all the tools. I think finding a way to partner her up. I think it was smart to put her with best friends and just you need the rub. You need the rub. You need her to get the rub so she can something's going to click. And you see it with wrestlers. You have it. Not every moment is as obvious when somebody gets it. Like we don't always get Shawn Michaels deciding to throw Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window and you're like, "There it is. That's the moment where he gets it." Right? We don't always get it. Sometimes they're a little bit more subtle. But when you do, when you see it, you can tell in their character something has changed, and that's what we need. And sometimes you just need a veteran, or like Jason was saying, it's just like going on tour, the learning tree, man. And when I drove Black Bart back from the Sportatorium, for like 3 hours, and he had a 12-pack, and he's just like, "You're gonna drive the whole time, kid." And I was like, "Great." He's gonna like get drunk and pass out, and I got to drive all the way home. But like he told me so much stuff that you just can't there that's how you get educated in this sport. So I think getting the rub, but you're right, she the people like Hader and Statlander are going to be elevated because they already have like obviously our favorite here, Thunder Rosa, she's a star. I already knows it. DMD, she's a star. Jade Cargill, for as short time as she's been in the business, already has that star quality. I mean, but there's these ones like we're talking about, like Bunny and Penelope Ford and Anna Jay and Ty Conte.
Bunny's great.
Yeah.
Ty Conti's great. She can't cut a promo, but she's awesome in the ring.
Yeah. I don't know. I would like to see her in a heel turn, but like they all have the tools and they have the right thing. Now it's just like, how is Tony Khan going to position all those pieces that he has? Because he's got a lot of pieces in that ladies division, and I'm
Ty
here for
Conti heel turn. What?
Yeah, I don't care how.
Book that for me. Book it.
Yeah, I mean, I know she's got a great smile, but I mean, I want to see that as a heel smile. I don't want to see her be a mean heel. I want to see her be Brian. I want to see her be a happy heel. I'm better than you. I'm a freaking judo expert.
She's a shooter.
That's what I mean. I think it would be great. So here's the big news coming out of it. I know we're going to get fired up. And now I'm more than ever, I want to see this. Taz has an announcement that Friday, Hook is going to make his debut, bro. Hook's going to make his debut. Fight that little Fuego de Sol. I'm ready. Send Hook. Except send Hook with an Islanders jersey and have him go at Punk. Maybe not, because I think he'd GTS him pretty quick. But I'm excited to see Hook.
I mean, they've been building Hook for a while.
Here's the funny thing, and this is when wrestling works really, really well. What has Hook said?
Nothing that I can recall.
Nothing. And like you just said it, they've been building Hook for a while, because Cornette would probably... Cornette, we know you listen to this show. I'm going to quote you on it. It's just like, it's patience. You take the patience. And all they did is just like, all he went out there and did was stand. That's all he did. He had cool, really crazy Tasmanian devil hair, and he stood. The last thing that I've seen him do is offer somebody chips, and that got over huge.
he's like the Timothy Chalamet of freaking AEW.
Yeah, it's just like it just worked. So it's just like so now we're excited to see Hook. It's like, what can this guy do? And look, he's the son of Taz. Of course, he's going to be a shooter. I'm sure he's like a legit, he's going to be another suplex machine. But I think he's going to stand. The cool thing about it is like he has a different look, where it's just like he's not going to have the issue of like, oh, he's Taz's son. Now he's going to be like a mini Taz. No, he already has his own thing. He offers people chips.
He's Hook.
He's Hook. And I think that's going to be really fun.
You can't go wrong with a name like Hook.
No, absolutely not. It's a great name. You got the alluding to, because remember, you had the shooter and then you had the hooker. And no, Jason, not talking about that hooker. We're talking about the hooker that in the Carney days, when calling the tough man into the tent, and you called somebody from the fan, and it looks like somebody that, oh man, this guy actually might be legit. Maybe we can't take him. You get the hooker, which would be like the Brock Lesnar, that is just like very, very few people are going to be able to take him down. So just having that name Hook is a high praise. So I'm curious how that's going to work out for him.
We also worked with the Hook once, and he was awesome.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes. David Hook. Yeah. Well, he makes great portraits. Yeah, portraits. Yeah. So we got a few of those here that, they're great. And Dave, we got to have him on the show. Dave, just come over. If you're Hook, if you're listening, come to the show. Come to us.
Let's get Hook on the show and ask him about it. The other Hook.
Yes, Hook on Hook.
Hook on Hook.
Hook on Hook.
Man. Book it.
Right there. Hook on Hook, brother. All right, main event, Daniel Bryan versus John Silver. John Silver, super over, is a Dark Order. He's probably one of the most over in there.
I mean,
and he's a New York guy.
Isn't it amazing John Silver is over?
Yeah.
Like, he's just, I mean, whatever. He's not someone you would typically expect to be a successful professional wrestler, given, like, his visual appeal.
And he just comes out there, and I think he's like, I'm meat man. I like to eat meat. And he's just talking about meat. And it's just like, I don't know. And he's the hometown. And basically, Bryan is going on what we'll call the Vince McMahon tour, that he's challenging everyone from the Dark Order. He's like, okay, what town are you from? Okay, we're going to be in that town. I'm going to kick your head in your hometown.
That town.
Yeah, he's finding that. And Silver was his New York sacrifice. Didn't talk about the Islanders, Punk. He just went right after Silver. And it was, and he kicked the crap at him. But Hook actually, I feel like had... I'm sorry, not Hook. Silver had the best showing of all the Dark Order, even better than I would say than Colt Cabana.
Yeah,
I think he had like the best showing, and then Bryan just leaning into his heeldom and just like started kicking his head in, and then we actually had to have the run in because he started talking about going over, like he kicked in Uno's head, Colt's head, Johnny Angel's, and then we knew it was coming. Cowboy shit music hits. He runs in, means business, and says, I'm going to stomp the cowboy shit out of you, which is very, 2021. He's our 2021 Stone Cold, and I mean that in a very complimentary way. That's all he had to say. Bryan was holding his head, and it was a perfect setup and a perfect ending leading into Winter is Coming next week.
So,
hot show.
It's going to be a hot show.
Yeah.
It's, but, okay, so... This is like the edit break. We're gonna pause here. I'm not gonna pause actually, but I'm just saying, what is gonna happen next week at Winter is Coming? What is gonna happen on the main event? This is the thing that happens with AEW. You can't call it immediately.
And we were talking about that. I love it. It's just like we're in a position now where we don't know, because we know Bryan's undefeated. Now that he's a heel, I'd start to lean a little bit more into, okay, maybe he could take the L. But he's still undefeated.
But not a clean L.
No, again, it's just like, because now they basically have their version of Brock Lesnar, right? He's their version of Brock Lesnar. He's mini Brock Lesnar, for sure. He is mini Brock Lesnar. So it's like, does he take that L? But Adam Page can't take the L after winning the belt right away. And that's what's great. You have no idea what's going to happen next week. But we know last year for Winter is Coming, we Moxley lost the belt. So something big can happen on there. So I don't know who should go over on this. I don't. I mean, I want to say Adam. Oh man, no, I don't even want to say that, because it's just like, if it's clean, then it's just like, what else do you have? But it's just like, I know you have to have these finishes, and you have to have clean finishes, and it can't all be a schmaz. But like, I'm not ready for this feud of basically Bryan going through all the Dark Order. So they're gonna have to be really creative.
He only got through 3 of them.
Right, yeah, there's more.
What happens when he gets to -1?
Yeah, oh my God.
That's heel heat right
there. That
is
heel heat at a whole nother level. If he goes after -1, forget it. And I'm surprised they haven't done that. That would be some serious.
I mean, it's all in the arsenal. It's all in the bank.
Oh, man. Unrelated, Jason was talking about maybe wearing the standard wrestling uniform, a.k.a. tights, during the show.
Jason is an aspiring clothing artist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Clothing designer.
Oh, okay. Maybe if we can make it like the Ultimate Warrior type singlets, where it's just like, it's a singlet, but it's the skin toned, and then you can actually paint some ink and stuff on there. I don't know. I don't wear shoes during the show, but I mean, I guess I do wear pants though. Not tights.
Yeah.
But yeah, the great hot show site. This is how you do a go home show. Now I'm excited for next week. Not that I wasn't before, but this was great.
It's a go-home show for more free TV, though.
Yeah.
That's wild. Like, you're excited for free TV next week.
Oh, man, there was just something, and it's happening on the Turner family of networks. No, I don't work for them, but it's happening on the Turner family of networks, right? It's just like WCW, the Saturday night shows, would set up for Clash of the Champions, which was free TV. Not everything does have to be a pay-per-view, especially if you're already traveling around anyway. Make some shows super shows, and that's what they're doing. Again, this is perfect. So now I think their plan is regular recurring shows on TBS, but TNT is going to get the super shows, and then they're going to have their pay-per-views. They're feeding their fan base. But I don't know. There's got to be a surprise for next week. I guess that's the corner they made. They'll be able to have a hot show, but do they have a surprise? We've already forgot about him. It's just like, does Wyndham Rotunda show up for this? Now they didn't hint for it, and usually you said there'll be no more surprises, so we'll at least hint if something's going to happen. But I don't know if there's going to be any kind of surprise, like an appearance from Follow the Buzzards.
I think the sort of surprise appearance sort of chatter has died down. I don't think they're going to do any of that till next year.
No. Yeah, I think it's done. And he's talking about making a movie, and he's probably there's a lot of people that are on the market, but I think he's the one that people would want to, like, I think he's the one that would.
He said he's making a movie in the vein of Ichi the Killer. Have you ever seen Ichi the Killer?
No, I have not.
Ichi the Killer is
not E.T. like Phone Home.
No, Ichi.
Oh, Ichi.
Yeah, Ichi is in the
Kyle O'Reilly.
The number one in Japanese. Ichi the Killer.
Oh, Ichiban.
Yeah,
number
exactly.
one. Yes, okay.
Ichi the Killer is, if you can get through it, you might not be. If you attempted to watch this movie, you might not get through it.
Oh wow.
It's one of these things that it's this Japanese director who's notorious for making this really rough content, but he does a lot of different stuff. He doesn't just do some snuff films or something like that. Anyway, this movie is crazy. It has a lot of crazy scenes. Like, one scene that I always remember is like there's this one swerve in the movie where you have this character who's been like an old frail guy in a trench coat the entire movie. And Japanese movies are long. They're like always a half hour too long. Anyway, this guy at a certain point in the movie, he like finally takes off his trench coat, and it's revealed that he's just like super ripped, and he's just like starts beating the shit out of people. It's this crazy like just joke that one turn they built up from the entire movie. But then it's got like all kinds of other crazy sequences that are ultra violent, people hanging on hooks by their flesh, and it's if you can get through that movie, it's an experience. And that was a promo. This is sponsored by
I don't know who that. I can see him going in that darker vein, that darker direction for sure. So, but I did not hear that that's what he was going to lean into, but I saw some tweets and stuff, and his account got hacked, so we didn't know what was real and what wasn't real. But yeah, I don't think either way, whether he's doing that, I don't think he's coming back for AEW.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say it's weird that AEW fired JoJo and then they hired somebody that looked just like JoJo.
Yeah, they don't make anything. Not surprised. So what? That was a long rant.
Is that the end of the show?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. We still had more stuff to do.
No, but is that the end of Dynamite?
Oh yeah, that was the end of Dynamite. Sorry, I almost knocked the light over again. That wasn't done on a rant though.
I'm gonna do a quick be right back for a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that, and maybe we can fix my lights.
All right,
we'll BRB.
All right, BRB. Oh, it's snowing again.
Oh man, good. It was because it got hot in here. We had a hot show. We had a hot promo. It got hot, so we got a little bit of snow. Like make it rain. It's like make it rain. Next level, baby. Those Incredibles After Dark. We make it snow.
We make it snow. Jason, you should make it snow sometime.
Yeah, make it snow. But we're not talking about the white lines going through my mind. I don't. I actually one of the scripts that I wrote about IKEA. Actually, that song played a big part in that script. I gotta let you read that sometime.
Yeah, you never sent me that one.
Yeah, that one's because it would be like this would be like we would need like big studio cash. This isn't something like cool. Let's make this, but it's a fun one.
It's cool. We know people.
Yeah, based it on Weekly World News. Remember that newspaper?
That was an excellent newspaper. I used to love it. It was very easy to read.
Yeah, that was a big part of it too. Weekly World News.
I felt like when I read that paper, the font was bigger than usual.
No. Just like, oh, look, I'm educated. It's just like, and I like how they put it near the New York Times.
It was right next to it.
It was like, but guess what now? Like Weekly World is like, this is hilarious. Fake news. Now the real world's like, it's all fake news, baby. There is no real news. All right, so we're gonna stay in a wrestling vibe here, but we're also, as you can see, can we get the little get a little snowman gimmick to reiterate that tis the season.
Are you in the mood for some Christmas cheer?
Yeah, I need some Christmas cheer. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, this is great because we're setting up for it, but I don't know.
The Incredibletron 2000, 3000. I'm not sure. They got a firmware upgrade and they added the snowman. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I dig it.
They said you shouldn't let it go longer than like 30 seconds.
What happens if it goes too long?
I mean, I don't know. It didn't really say. But...
Oh, is this like how far do we see we can go past E?
I don't know. I mean, this computer's got a lot of RAM. I think.
Yeah, I think you should. Well, we can let them go and see what happens. I mean, I don't know if we're keeping track at home. We're timing it.
I'll turn it off. I don't know.
All right. Well, oh no, he doesn't want to stop. He's still going. He's still going. Oh, okay.
There he is.
Yeah, there he goes.
You missed an incredible special effect, Jason.
Yeah, it was a super.
This is such a huge, well-produced show.
It is. Yeah, we're sinking cash into this, and I like JJ's the Los Dos Incredibles. That one stuck in my brain. That was a good one. Shout out to when we're eventually we're gonna make the swag. We're gonna get the shirt. We're gonna get on Pro Wrestling Tees. We're gonna make it happen. Getting a shirt, absolutely. But I think a Los Dos is just like it just rolls off the tongue. But yeah. So anyway, lucha flavored, Christmas flavored, not holiday flavored. This is specific to Christmas flavor. So we went over to our friends at Ranker, and they told us basically the 16 different times when wrestling and Christmas collided. You got that article?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, pull that sucker up because this is juicy. To quote our friend Vincent Kennedy McMahon, this is good shit, pal.
All right, got the Ranker article. So what are we looking at?
It. So yeah, but we don't. Some of these we're not going to play because we don't get. Well, we got the policy violation last week. We don't want to make it a habit, or do we? But so we're going to just go through. Basically, there's a lot of times they've leveraged not just. I think Tribute to the Troops has become the Christmas holiday show, but they've done stuff with Santa Claus specifically in wrestling. And they did something around Christmas. So,
are you talking about a Santa Claus gimmick?
Oh yeah, it was Santa Claus with an X. So that's on that list. But let's start with a big throwback. So we actually had because we had the video for this. It's a Rowdy Christmas Carol. The late great Roddy Piper doing the Charles Dickens A Christmas Carol. So let's see. It's had like these group of actors that they kind of had on hand to do these like outlandish character skits from like, remember Fuji Vice?
No.
With basically Magnificent Morocco and Mr. Fuji acting like they were in Miami Vice. That was really famous.
I know, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and then they did Fuji General. So yeah, they had a lot of really so bad it's good skits. That was one of them for the Christmas one.
Sounds like you would have to talk to HR after doing that. Probably.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, I think you probably would. But see if you can find. I don't think it's going to let you pull it up on this article. But back in and this was around my time period, and he might have even been there. The Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, managed a number of wrestlers for his Million Dollar Corporation in the mid 90s, including Santa's evil twin, Santa Claus, with an X. Santa Claus is essentially the Bizarro Santa Claus, black with red trim instead of red with white trim. He takes gifts away instead of giving gifts out. And in general, he's the opposite of good old Saint Nick. And it was a legit gimmick. Like, was he going to be able to continue to do this gimmick like all year long? I don't think so. And it didn't, because he disappeared pretty quick. I think they gave him another gimmick. Actually, fun fact, I think the same guy who played Santa Claus is also the same. Like, leave it to Ted DiBiase, who's pretty much Mr. Scrooge at this, actually Santa Claus. And I remember,
including Santa Claus.
Yeah, I think
even Santa Claus is going to be corrupted.
Wait, now we need to do a little bit of research, and I don't know if we're going to need JG on this. I don't remember. Santa Claus, aka Mantor, may have been Balls Mahoney in ECW. We might have to check that out. So Jason said, I saw Ted DiBiase in Dr. Death versus the Rock and Roll Express in Houston. Oh man, Paul Bosch, yeah, Houston wrestling. That's what I remember. I was telling you, like, Ted DiBiase was such an imposing figure.
Yeah, you
before.
say he was a huge guy.
Yeah, in real life he was, and so teaming up with Dr. Death, these guys were like really super imposing. So yeah, we can do a whole show on Houston wrestling, and we'll have to get Wayne in there because that was. Again, that was also another dark day when Vince came in and bought out a territory, but it got Bruce Pritchard out of it. Anyway, yeah, I digress. But that was Santa Claus. Another time, we knew this would happen. And I don't know if we'll be able to play this one, the time that Stone Cold stunned Santa Claus. But we were in the Attitude Era, so I think at that point, everybody was kind of okay with Stone Cold stunning everybody. Including Santa Claus, and especially if you're in a town like Philly or Boston, they're going to cheer that. So do you remember Stone Cold stunning Santa Claus?
No, I don't remember that.
And you knew it's irrelevant. It's just like, it's Stone Cold. You can do anything you want.
We have to wait for the ad to play.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't put our premium on there. I need to fix that. Because shout out to YouTube. If you don't demonetize our videos, I am giving you money because I went and got premium to add to my YouTube TV package.
Shout out to Motor Oil. It's like Gatorade for your car, according to this ad.
So while that ad is queuing up, just let me know a fun little snippet. One of my last WWE matches, I think, was in may have been 98. It was definitely Stone Cold was hot, and Tony Gurria was the agent, and I was doing like one of the dark matches in the beginning, and I'd been out of it for a little bit and try to come back in, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about it, kid. They're all here to see the ball guy. Just go out there and do your stuff and come back." And he was right. Like, no matter what, it was all about Stone Cold. All right, here we go.
No.
Oh, no, lost it. You know what's coming. Another fun time. It's always good to see Santa in there taking bumps. Big bumps, too. He took a great stunner. We know who took the worst stunner of all time. It used to be Linda McMahon, but I think actually it's former United States President Donald Trump. I hope that doesn't get us a copyright strike. He took a horrible stunner. Okay, this next one's a fun one because here's another fun fact. This was Memphis wrestling. This was probably early 80s. It was 90s. In the USWA promotion in the 90s, there was a Jolly Green Giant that had no interest in selling you canned corn. The festive yet frightening Christmas creature was there to terrorize smaller wrestlers and inflict the holiday spirit upon them. The man inside the Christmas tree candy cane inspired outfit would become better known as Kane in WWE. So I don't know if you want to just jump ahead and just like, there's really not much to it. You see his match and you can tell. That was actually that was Burt Prentice. He was actually one of my bookers. He booked me on an NWA tour. So that's it. So look at that outfit. He's just a Christmas creature. So he's got the candy cane, he's got the garland, but that's Kane.
Oh, that's Kane.
That's Kane. That's pre-Kane before he was. That was. Yeah, can you imagine Kane having a bad power chokeslam like that? Yeah, how crazy is that? He was the Christmas creature, and they were basically setting him up as a giant monster.
Is that Jerry Lawler?
Oh yeah.
Cool shirt.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty. That was interesting because that one stuck. We talked about as in our horror gimmicks podcast, right? We talked about the Christmas creature, and I don't know what that is. Like, it's one of those things. It's kind of like the Red Rooster when Terry Taylor became the Red Rooster. That at the time it's so bad, but why 20 years later you still remember it? So it's just like, does that mean it was good because it stuck with you?
No one's ever done another Christmas tree gimmick.
I mean, he was literally dressed as a Christmas tree.
No, he was just a bunch of Christmas garbage.
Yeah, I think it would have been
Just a
funny.
stack of after Christmas garbage you threw away and turned it into a creature.
Yeah, he was like the mighty garbage heap from Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
Of Christmas.
Like if his origin story, like you threw wrapping paper into toxic waste. And it spilled on a nerd.
Oh, trauma, call us. We got something here, so that was good. We're not going to play the WWE sing-along because I think that's pretty recent.
It looks racist.
Yeah, I don't think we want that. I think that definitely since they're singing. But we also had Santa getting attacked the time that Alberto Del Rio actually ran Santa Claus over with his fancy car.
I'm going to play it. If we get a ping, it's worth it.
You want to play it? Which one? The music or the Alberto?
The Alberto Del Rio.
Oh yeah, play it. It's because he runs Santa Claus over. It's this great heel move. We knew that one was coming. It was kind of recent.
All right, we'll just go on like nothing happened.
Yeah, kind of recent. We rolled the dice. But anyway, yeah, so Mick Foley is a huge mark for Santa Claus and Christmas. I should say Christmas in general. But he has a house in his house. He has a room in his house that's dedicated just to the Christmas, but it's all year long. Yeah, kind of recent. We rolled the dice. We're still not back yet. I think we're.
Hey, you know what would be good?
Like how does the live portion work? Like before they cut you?
I don't know. But we've got Snowman for a while.
We've got Snowman. Yeah, because it's this recording, right? If I remember last time this happened, I think
it still came out.
It did. All right, let me do a refresh. Oh, okay. Looks like we're kind of welcome to live chat. So I think we're getting ready to restart. It's crazy. We're just playing YouTube.
We're playing stuff that's already on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I should have looked up the rules.
So this one's taking a little bit longer than it did last time before it hasn't woken us up yet. Oh, there we are. We're back. We're back! Dancing Snowman.
Y'all missed a lot.
Yeah, you
while
missed a
it was
lot.
off. Snowman was going crazy.
Yeah, he was. He was going nuts. Anyway, we rolled the dice and we showed the Alberto running over Santa Claus, and we knew it was kind of recent.
Is that the one that popped us?
Yeah, I think that was it. We didn't play anything before that. Before that was Memphis from somebody's VHS.
There wasn't even any audio on it.
That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, he said we got dinged with minimal to no sound. But I am worried. What about the Snowman? He's been going a long time.
Yeah, I've been trying to turn it off. The button is stuck.
Is he going to be okay? Like how long can you go? How long can you go at that rate? Yeah, he's still going. I mean, he is mesmerizing. First, he kind of does the come to me, but then it looks like he's crotch chopping. That's not going to maybe the crotch chopping.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Is there like another case of emergency button? No, or does he just go until something?
I don't know.
definitely going to skip the next one because obviously that Mick Foley. But there is the Mick Foley Santa Claus documentary. We'll talk about it. Most longtime WWE fans. Whoa! What happened?
I don't know what happened. It's done. It broke.
He blew up? He literally did. Yeah, he literally did dance to a drop, and yeah, we were gonna turn down the music instead. Someone just he just blew up. I was like, all right, okay, he's done so. All right, well,
nice build, bro.
Yeah, it was a good run. It was a good run. All right, so we'll go back to I was saying that most longtime WWE fans know that Mick Foley loves Christmas. Mrs. Foley's baby boy loves it so much that he became one of the focal points of a documentary about the lives of Mall Santa. This intriguing documentary not only follows the hardcore legend as he learns how to become a Santa, but he also the various personalities of those dabble in the Kris Kringle trade. Did you watch that documentary on Netflix?
I have not seen that documentary.
I watched it.
It's good?
It's okay. It's good. It's solid. It's fun to see Mick Foley. I mean, you get Mick Foley all in Santa mode. This isn't any wrestling stuff. You just, if you know who he is, you're his, but it's not like...
Is there thumbtacks involved?
No thumbtacks. No thumbtacks. No wrestling at all. I mean, it just mentions who he is, but they kind of assume that you know who he is, and they don't even show anything about it. So it's good. He's actually was on the artwork as well.
Well, I'd like to watch that.
Worth it. This one I don't remember, but I suggest we don't play it because it's coming from the same video library of the Vince McMahon and Ric Flair dueling Christmas parties. And I don't really think it was all that memorable. It was 2001. That was the ruthless aggression. But Flair and McMahon were co-owners of WWE, yet were wild competitors against each other, so much that both McMahon and Flair hosted holiday parties at the same time. Wrestlers were forced to choose which shindig to enjoy while entertaining hijinks going down at both parties. And I think that one is long too because it went over. Raw was even, I think, still 2 hours at the same time. But speaking of dueling, these two films are dueling Santa movies for big, bald wrestlers. So the first one that we have up for you is Santa's Sleigh.
I like Santa's Sleigh.
Santa's Goldberg Spears Christmas
That one
cheer.
is really good.
Yeah, this isn't your traditional Santa. The dominant WCW and WWE champion Goldberg plays the title character in a Christmas-themed horror movie. While it's not exactly scary, it's entertaining through an MST3K lens. So I guess they wanted to be like, let's make this movie and hopefully they'll pick us up on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Let's make a movie that's so bad people will just laugh at it.
That he'll enjoy it. Oh, hi, Mark. I like it, except the room guy didn't do his on purpose, right?
No, that was sincere.
Yeah, he was totally sincere. So, but I think this one they made it. I don't know. I just know the GIF. I don't even remember. I remember when it came out. I didn't see it, but I remember the GIF of the girl running, and he picks the star off the top of the tree and uses it like a throwing star, and hits him in the back. So I don't know. Can we play the trailer to this? You think that'll? What do you think? Santa's Sleigh's kind of old, right?
Is it?
Isn't
it's
it?
as new as that other clip. I mean, I'll play it. I don't care. I'll roll the dice.
Let's see. You want to see if we roll the dice? Let's try it. I mean, let's try. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm gonna turn the audio off though. Maybe we need a little audio. It's just a trailer.
Oh, so it's basically Satan's only son. So it's a play on words of Santa and where's Satan.
Fran Drescher?
Fran Drescher was in it?
The thing about this movie is it's really well done. When you watch it, you like, the other day we were talking about that Jack Frost movie.
Yeah.
That movie's terrible. This movie is actually really well done.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, it does. It actually looks good. I didn't know Fran Drescher, the nanny, was in it. He has a good look.
I really like Fran Drescher. I liked her since UHF.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. She was in UHF.
Pamela Finkelstein.
So he's offing everybody, whether they're naughty or nice. Wow.
It's good. It's good. It's worth watching this holiday season.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, I'm in. I'm in.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's by far Bill Goldberg's best performance.
Wait, was that Brendan Fraser? No, he's
No.
not in there, right?
No.
Block the chimney. There it was. The star to the back of the back. Oh, and then he's even dressed in has that dressed up like that traditional Santa.
Legit Santa.
Oh, wow. So you say it's a little bit more recent than we realized?
I thought it was pretty recent. I mean, I don't know. I guess, 20 years maybe, I guess.
Yeah, I can't
That's,
tell.
I guess that's not recent. What am I thinking?
Dude, I don't know. I can't. 2001 is as long ago as it is, but
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah, time is a flat circle. Don't call me on Thursdays. Thursdays is when I drink. But yeah, so that's basically the dueling Santas, because the other big bald former WWE champion was Santa with muscles, which that was post WWE, post WWF, pre WCW.
Was it pre WCW? Pre
or it might have been
pre New World Order?
It's definitely pre New World Order. I think it's definitely. I think it's definitely. Oh, Clint Howard.
Whenever I hear this voice, I think I would like to pay $1 to see this movie.
$1, Bob.
$1.
Oh, 1996. Yeah, so that was probably JJ confirmed it. So it was, yeah, like right when he was still definitely pre New World Order, but he might have been part-time WCW maybe. Oh, so he's got amnesia. That's the gimmick. But weirdly enough, did you see Hogan with hair there?
He had hair?
Yeah, they gave him hair there. And his mustache without the handlebar mustache.
He looks weird without the handlebars.
Yeah. Is that the kid from Malcolm in the Middle?
He looks like Terry that manages the Chili's.
Oh, yeah, so it was 96, so that was NWO. That might have literally been like right before he joined it. Man, that's crazy. The time flies, man. So you didn't see that one. You don't remember
That one I did not see. I've never
Yeah.
seen that one. I don't know that I've even heard of it.
I did.
I've
yeah,
heard
I
of No Holds
remember it.
Barred.
No Holds Barred. What's that smell? Dookie.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I haven't seen it in so long, but I'm sure it felt like there's good '80s and there's bad '80s, and that might have been bad '80s. But I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. Again, now, granted, when we have Dos Incredibles Theater, we're probably going to have to air it. You're going to have a showing of it. Can you have?
YouTube can't touch us there.
Yeah, no, they can't. No, I think we're good on those. I think we're good on trailers. I think it's freaking. Well, we know Nick Khan watches this show. He's probably pissed that I was like, you can't let him take over. They're like, fine, we're not going to let you stream our shit. I think that's probably.
I
What
think
happened.
Nick Khan is totally pissed about this show.
Yeah, of course, because we're calling it like it is. He's the worst. He's the worser Khan. Khan. Sorry, I had to do that, but yeah. I think probably Santa's Sleigh would be the way to go to watch that.
Watch it. You only
Yeah.
have 2 weeks left to watch it.
I
Watch
know
it.
we're running out.
This came on. This I remember this movie distinctly because it came on maybe a couple of years ago. My parents never had cable. They never had anything before they got onto Netflix. All you had was like the free channels that just played weird movies with your HD antenna.
Yeah.
And this came on and just tore the house down. It was awesome.
Really? Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I mean, it looks like the production value looks good. Everything looks there. I like the premise. I mean, the premise fits our channel, so why not? Unlike the other holiday wrestling movie, Jingle All the Way 2, right? Was that no? That
Who's
was
in Jingle All the Way too? That's just a butterfly effect, bro.
yeah. It's Santino Marella is no, or was it the Miz? I don't remember who was in it. Was it Santino Marella or the Miz? One of them was in Jingle All the Way too. You might think we're crazy, but there are all good things about the original Jingle All the Way, starring Arnold and Sinbad and that kid who gained larger fame by helping ruin the Star Wars prequels. Also, Phil Hartman was in it, and that's really all we needed. But years later, WWE Studios decided to help finance a sequel along with 20th Century Fox starring Larry the Cable Guy. We actually got nothing against Larry. He found a niche and made lots of money doing it. But that doesn't mean we want to watch him bumble his way through a Christmas movie. It's so devoid of content in its wiki article. The description of the plot is literally one sentence. And not a long sentence either. Jingle All the Way 2 does include Santino Marella in a supporting role, which probably was a condition for WWE putting money to get the film made. That's actually true. Did you know the first script that I wrote, and I wrote that for our friend Randall Reeder, I got WWE Studios to read?
You told me about that.
Yeah, they read it.
Tell the folks at home, though.
Yeah, they were actually looking for a role for the Big Show. They really wanted Paul White to have a movie, and they were looking for something to launch him. And they told me that they'll make any movie, but the catch is, you always have to have a WWE superstar in it, even if it's in a supporting role. So I was like, well, we got a role for a big bald guy, and I talked to Randy, and he's like, yeah, what's the hurt? If I'll step down if it means you're going to get him in it. And they read it and like, oh, it's kind of not, it's a little bit too more serious. This feels like a little bit more independent. So they passed on it. And guess what they did instead?
What'd you do?
Knucklehead. Remember Knucklehead with Big
No,
Show?
what's Knucklehead?
You never. Oh, Knucklehead. That's on Netflix as well. That became the Big Show's vehicle, and it works.
I've never heard of Knucklehead.
Exactly, and I think mine would have worked better, even though
What was the title of yours?
We changed it to Three Lefts, but yeah, it was a weird guy. It was a weird story about a guy who was in an insane asylum, and he thought he was John the Baptist, and he was baptizing people with a water gun.
That's really good. Let's make that now. You still got it?
Yeah, we still got it.
I can do that.
Yeah, we still.
I'm into religious stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was the whole thing. It was just like, it was kind of weird. Like, people were weirded out by the title. They're just like, oh, we'll just call it the Baptist. Like, oh, it's just like this. So it's just like, well, then the whole thing was three lefts, because there's a story of there's three people that are left behind. And it's also like, you're not always going to make the right move, but you can make three lefts and still get there in the same direction.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
No, I haven't read that one. Send that
Yeah,
one to
so
me.
that's the very first one. It had an ending, and actually, we, you know how you're supposed to, when you write a script, you're supposed to attach somebody to it. So it was, at the time we wrote it, was Ian McShane was still doing his the HBO Western, and it's just like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the main heel.
Trying to write Ian McShane vehicle.
Yeah. So, and then, no, Randy's like, no, I can kind of see Brian Dennehy being more in this role, which is great, right? FX fame, or FX when he played the cop.
FX2.
Yeah, FX2.
Rambo.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
see,
first
JJ
one.
watched Knucklehead. Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was just like, oh, man. See, Jason already is just like, we have a script for what you're talking about. Right? Parts unknown.
Yes.
You're talking about we have it, and now we're putting it out in the universe. We actually have a
The
short.
internet? Are you talking about the universe or the internet?
The internet universe, but in the inner tubes. But yeah, we have a short, and we have 3/4 of the feature. I don't think we nailed the ending, right? I think we were redoing the ending.
Yeah, I mean, it's fluid.
Yeah, it's there though. So, but yeah, that is. I know we got off a little track here, but we'll edit all that out in post. But yeah,
This is live, pal.
yeah, this is live, pal. But I was just like, we enjoy the films, whether they're good or whether they're bad. But that being said, I still don't know if I'll ever watch Jingle All the Way too. Even though we're fans of wrestlers in movies, because like The Rock has trained people that it's just like, wait, wrestlers in movies could be good. Well, I should say good starring vehicles, but Batista is just like he's the thespian, right? He's like, no, I wouldn't do movies with The Rock. He's kind of does stuff that's a little bit different than I would do.
Can I cut a promo real quick?
Yeah, cut a promo, do it.
Isn't it weird that The Rock never like hooks up with anybody in movies?
Oh, you're right. No, yeah, no, he never has.
It's
right?
like they never do The Rock as like as The Rock.
No, he kind of did but that was a series in Ballers. But he never did in his films.
I only saw season 1 of Ballers.
Oh, I love Ballers. Ballers is great. NFL for Entourage for NFL.
But like they have in the Fast and the Furious where like the soccer moms like checking him out or whatever. But he never has like he's never just like The Rock and there's like a female lead. And they have like that type of a story. It's always like his wife is stuck in a burning building. It's never like he meets the female lead and they have interactions and they maybe fall in love or have sex or whatever.
Right.
But it's just they never do that with The Rock. Why is that?
Jason, call it rock money. You don't cross that line. But you're right. It's just like I see Rock more as like you're gonna have a young daughter or you're gonna have a pet gorilla.
I need to save my daughter that I'm estranged from because my wife just doesn't get me.
Maybe that's.
But I'm a nice guy. But I'm ripped.
Maybe that's the advice he got from the other '80s act. Well, I won't say it, but I know you'll get it. This isn't movie trivia, but this will be a good warm up of it. Here it is. I'll say the quote. You guess the movie. Why don't they just call him Girl George? Save all the confusion.
You can't do that joke today, bro. We're about to get canceled. Do you understand? This is on the internet now.
But Alyssa Milano even called him back out. She called him out on it in that film. But that's our Commando film, right? Downwind. You think I can smell him? I did.
Sidebar, that movie was written for Gene Simmons of Kiss fame.
What?
Yeah, he was supposed to be John Matrix.
Oh, man. I had no idea. And I always, it kind of wigs me out to think that his actually name was his last name was Matrix.
John Matrix.
Yeah. It's like, man, that's one of the best Rambo type endings. I love that ending, with Ray Don Chong flying the plane. Just like, you coming back? No chance. I will protect you.
Cut a promo on Ray Don Chong for a minute. She was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
She was only in a handful of movies, but she like typifies like 80s action movies.
Yeah, where is Ray Don Chong?
She was in an Artie Farty movie not too long ago, but
why did she stop?
I don't know.
Why did she? Yeah, she was great in that. She was really, really good.
Did you ever see that Tales from the Dark Side, the movie? She was in that. Remember she was the gargoyle?
Oh yeah, she was in Tales from the Dark Side. I don't know. Do we need to look her up? I gotta see. Where are you? Google, where is Ray Don Chong, please? Oh, Ray Don Chong impeachment? What? Did she become a president?
She was impeached?
It says she was in. I don't know. That was the second thing that came up. It just said Ray Don Chong impeachment. She's Canadian? Tommy Chong is Canadian? Ray Don Chong is a Canadian-American actress known for her roles in the films Quest for Fire. Oh, she was in Quest for Fire. That's right.
She was in Quest for Fire.
Oh, and Beat Street. Of course she was in Beat Street. Color Purple, Commando, Soul Man, which you could never make now, Boulevard, and Time Runner.
Should we watch the trailer for Soul Man? You think we'll get a ping?
Oh, no. I think I'd rather watch the trailer for Beat Street. But, of course, there's music in there, so we're definitely going to get pinged on that. She's 60 years old now. Her siblings are Robbie Chong, Paris Chong, Gibran Chong, Precious Chong, and Marcus Chong.
Those are the best Chongs.
Yeah, all the Chongs. So, and oh, wait a minute, because she was married to C. Thomas Howell for 1 year. Oh, Tommy's from Vancouver. I did not know that. And he's both Cheech and Chong are really active in social media now. Actually, fans of them on TikTok and Instagram. They make some good stuff. Because you forget, it's just like, they're comedians, right?
They used to be.
Yeah.
What is a cane corso kennel? I don't know what that is.
Oh, I missed that first one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a tripod of stupid genius. We should make them. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it's Ray Don Chong is still. It just says years active, 1974 to
Anyway,
present.
I'm just saying she's awesome, and like she should have been in more stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, she was great. I liked Quest for Fire. I do remember her in Beat Street. You had a crush on her too. Yeah. So she was in American Crime Story in 2016. So I don't know. Yeah, we totally went down the Ray Don Chong dirt road. I was just like, how did we get here? I don't even know how we got. Oh, we were talking about Commando. But yeah, to divert back, that's it. That's all we got for Christmas and wrestling. Do we want to call it? It's after midnight.
After midnight. Oh man, yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah,
we
it's pretty
call
late.
it. Yeah, so we'll be back. We will be back next week. I think we're gonna go after dark again, right? Because
Well, next week for Winter is Coming,
Yeah,
we'll be on before Winter is Coming and also right after.
Yeah,
so
and
tell your friends that this is a good show. And look, do this thing. Like and subscribe
yes,
to
ding,
the page.
ding,
Hit all the things.
ding.
And you know what? Your life will be better.
Yeah, your life will be better for it. Yeah, and we got some good stuff. We're gonna do the Winter's Coming. Like I said, we dropped the Die Hard debate. We're going to be dropping clips of that on YouTube and our pods. And we're actually recording another one with our friend Brendan from Ireland, except this time we're going to be talking about Krampus. Krampus, which I kind of feel like I wanted to rewatch before we got in there again. So we still got a lot.
I need to watch that tomorrow because I've only seen it on cable TV with the commercials.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch it again. I really do dig it. I mean, it's, again, I think that, what's that filmmaker's name? He did Trick or Treat, and then he did Krampus. There's just something.
Brad Doherty, I think?
Yeah.
No, he was a center for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
There's just something about that style that I just really do dig. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, we still have a lot of Christmas content. And of course, we're going to do the world famous Christmas trivia. We'll be doing that. So I think we're live Wednesday. We're live, pal, for the rest of the Wednesdays of the year.
Till the season finale.
Yeah, to our season finale, which will be that weekend of that. That'll be on the 29th. There'll be a season. And then it's going to be a whole new season, whether it's on our pods or on our socials or live. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us live. And thank you, Jason, for making us trunks and maybe some custom masks. And thank you, JJ, for doing the quick research, as always. Quicker than a hiccup. He always keeps us honest. That way, he's just like, it's good that people don't vet news anymore. We vet live.
This is not fake news.
No, this is real news because we vet it live. All right, cool. That's it for us. So, all right, YouTubes. We will see yous tubes later.